Oh boy, it's time.
Mighty asshole, baby. Mighty asshole, baby.
Today we're doing Reddit, we're doing AITAH, you know what it is, by AITI for refusing to cook after my boyfriend tried to critique my cooking with a literal PowerPoint presentation. Pause. Unless this young man has trained at Le Cordon Bleu, or unless his name is Gordon Mother-Flippin' Ramsay. A PowerPoint presentation is beyond me. So this happened a few days ago, and I'm still trying to process it. For context, I have been living with my boyfriend for about 2 years. We live together, and I've always done most of the cooking because I genuinely enjoy it. That's really nice! And he claims he can't even boil water without setting off the smoke alarm. The other night, I made one of our favorite meals, and while we were eating, he got a weird smirk on his face. He then said, "You know, I've been taking notes." I laughed, thinking he was joking, but then he said, "No, really, I made a presentation." I thought it was a joke until he got up, connected his laptop to the TV, and opened a PowerPoint titled "Improving Our Home Dining Experience." This says a lot about this guy's relationship with his partner, because there are women out there. You would have been stopped at the word pre. There are people out there that would not have let you get the word notes out. I cannot see a world where this is a good idea and where this goes well for the man, but let's see. I was in disbelief as he went slide by slide critiquing my dishes. Slide 1, too much garlic. First of all, myth. Garlic is the best, and it has healing properties. Slide 2, pasta consistency. Slide 3, more salt, less sass. I'm thinking this is somebody who lost a bet. But let's say he had a bet with the guys on like a sports ball game. Okay, they had a little sports ball game. He lost the bet. And then they're like, "Okay, well, you have to do this now. You have to do the PowerPoint present." This is my thinking. This is the only thing that would make sense to me. The kicker was slide 8, which was just a photo of Gordon Ramsay face palming with the caption, "What he'd think." That's so dickish, man. That's so mean. God, I was stunned. I told him if he had such detailed opinions, he should cook himself. Dude, if my girlfriend cooks for me, I'm happy. Count your blessings. Good Lord. He tried to backtrack, saying it was all in good fun and that he was just trying to help, but I wasn't laughing. I haven't cooked since, and now he's been living off cereal and takeout. Ugh. He's sulking, saying I'm overreacting and ruining the joke. The only way that this could be all in good fun is if nothing you put on the presentation translated into reality. If it was a presentation of you like wanting to put baked beans and everything, baked beans inside chocolate, baked beans inside of a cake, then it's like, oh, you're just being weird. You know, this is a weird joke that you got going on. Haha. But it's not based in truth, right? This is like you saying you're trying to help. Trying to help means that you're sincere with it. It's not a joke. You're literally biting the hand that feeds you. We're going to look at a couple of comments here, but there is an update. Not the asshole. He claims he can't even boil water without setting off the smoke alarm. If he had time to make a PowerPoint, he has time to learn to cook. I had a phase where I was trying to learn how to cook. My biggest fear was like chicken. I would always overcook chicken. I would be terrified of salmonella. Like I always had this like fear that no matter what, I'm gonna get bad chicken or something. Like I'll put the lid on the pan and I'll just like heat it up until they're little balls of rubber, and then I'm like, okay, this is safe to eat. I had a boyfriend in college who was a really nice guy, but his mom did his laundry. Not let him use her machines, but actually did his laundry for him while she cooked him dinner. One time he said to me, "If we get married, you'll have to do all the ironing because I don't know how." I replied in a deadpan voice, "I'll teach you." Needless to say, he didn't like that. I was thinking, dude, I don't iron my own clothes. What makes you think I'm going to iron yours? If you're bright enough to make it into college, you can figure out how to iron something. It's not rocket science. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of coddling, right? It's coddling in childhood that leads, these grown men to think that they can't really take care of themselves. They think that putting in a request for their preferences is the same as putting in work. A lot of entitlement going around here. Not the asshole. Don't buy the hand that feeds you, particularly if you can't feed yourself. Hello.
Yeah, mighty asshole, baby.
Holy shit, what a dick. If he can make a PowerPoint about all his complaints about your cooking, he can learn how to follow a recipe like a big boy. Seriously, I have a friend who I never knew to cook. He probably didn't until he was almost 40. He's also a very bright and talented lawyer. Then during COVID, he started making all kinds of meals for his family. When asked about it, he said, "It's not f***ing hard. You do what the recipe says." The man went from 0 to nailing his temps on duck in months. Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of recipes out there and you just follow along. You just write down the ones that you like. You put them in a little notes folder on your phone. That's what I do. I'd make a presentation about how he can move the out and cook alone in his new bachelor pad. Why are you tolerating this? Do you want your bar so low the occupants of hell trip on it? I feel like this guy, he doesn't know how to communicate his wants effectively like an adult. And so he's like, if I surround it in humor, then I can deliver it and her feelings won't be hurt. This could have been so easily avoided. But like, babe, this is so good. This pasta is so good. You know what I think, though? Would you mind putting a little bit more salt in it for me? You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit more salt in there. Or join her in cooking. Me and my girlfriend, we cook together all the time. I am the chopper, and she's the cooker. I will chop the onions, even though it makes me cry. I'll chop cucumber. I will chop tomato. And if you cook with her, you're able to eat in like half the time. Make a PowerPoint presentation about how he can improve his sexual performance, not the ass. Also, when you cook together, it's a bonding thing. You're able to talk about stuff. You're able to problem solve. It's almost like a video game where you get to eat at the end of it. I highly recommend. Don't make a presentation, you dummy. And he's a 30-year-old man. He's, oh, God. Yeah, all right, let's see the update, because I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see the update on this. So it's been a wild ride since I posted my original story about my now ex-boyfriend's infamous PowerPoint presentation critiquing my cooking. Buckle up, because here's the follow-up you didn't know you needed. Big promises over here. After reading your comments and taking some time to process what happened, I decided that our relationship needed a serious talk. I sat him down to discuss how his presentation came across as not just unfunny, but pretty disrespectful. You know, typical mature relationship stuff. Well, what does he do? He smirks and goes, "Oh, I was prepared for this." He actually grabs his laptop, connects it to the TV again, and presents me with another PowerPoint titled How to Take a Joke, a Comprehensive Guide. You know what, though? Relationship aside, the man commits to the bit. From the perspective of somebody who wants to be funny, right? I'm not saying from the perspective of somebody who is funny. From the perspective of somebody who wants to be funny, there will always be a fork in the road. Do I say or do the thing that is the mature thing? Or do I commit to the bit? And this guy is in double down land. He can't, it's like it's a mind virus when you want to be funny. And they're usually going to choose the bit over, you know, growth and a serious development. People who want to be comedians are going to start dying out. You know, it's just natural selection, really, because they're not going to be able to procreate with a partner. Yes, folks, he made a whole slideshow explaining why I needed to learn how to chill out and appreciate humor. You know, a joke is good when you have to be told to chill out and appreciate it. Slide 1 featured a meme of a clown putting on makeup with my name plastered over it. Okay, that's just disrespectful. Slide 2, a bullet point list titled Why Your Overreaction is Hilarious. Slide 3 was titled How I'm Clearly the Comedian in This Relationship. This has to be made up. This is crazy. At this point, I was too stunned to speak, but then he pulled out slide 6, things you can do while not cooking because you're mad. The audacity, right? It was as if he really thought he'd win me over with this next level presentation. Spoiler alert, he did not. So I did what any rational PowerPoint-loving person would do. I made my own. I stayed up all night crafting a presentation called Why It's Time to Move On, a Farewell Guide. It had everything. Flowcharts mapping his incompetence in the kitchen, pie charts illustrating my happiness before and after the great presentation debacle, and my personal favorite, slide 9, a gif of Gordon Ramsay yelling, "Get out!" I don't even think I know how to do that on my keyboard. This morning, I sat him down and went through my PowerPoint with the same energy he had given me. His reaction was priceless. He started with that same smirk, but lost it somewhere around slide 4, top 10 reasons you're moving out today. By the time I got to resources for finding your own apartment slide, he was packing a bag. Now, before anyone worries, yes, he did actually leave. And no, I didn't even have to threaten him with slide 12, which was just a photo of me blocking the Wi-Fi router. How is that a threat? So yeah, we broke up, and I'm single, happy, and cooking meals for myself without any critique except my cat's judgmental stare. This is a writer, bro. This is so fictitious. I smell cap! Hold on, I want to see if this is AI generated. Likely to be written by a human. Oh, I don't know. Seems like an episode of television or something. Look, moral of the story here, don't critique. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. This boyfriend was acting like a king eating grapes. You know, being fed grapes. He's like, I want the red ones next time. Are red grapes a thing? Purple grapes? Pink, green grapes? Red grapes? And those cherries. Surprise microphone. AITAH for losing it on my wife after she told my son to get out of the picture at my stepdaughter's birthday. She told my son to get out of the picture at my stepdaughter's birthday. I'm really struggling here and starting to feel like I'm losing my mind. I think I'm being gaslit, so what better place to get some clarity than Reddit? Think of a couple places. I've been married to my wife for 8 years, and on the whole, we've had a pretty good relationship. What about off the whole? You have a good relationship off the whole? Huh? I've been married to my wife for 8 years, and on the whole, we have a pretty good relationship. What about off the whole? I think I'm suffering from that thing I just talked about how, like, you know, you commit to the bit too much and you can't escape it. That's what I'm going through right now. She has 4 kids, 2 daughters, 2 sons, ages 11 through 16, from a previous relationship, and I have 1 son who is 10. Since day one, I've treated her kids as my own and done my best to support the family. Financially, it is a big load, but I'm happy to do it. We live together in a 5-bedroom house. Oh, that girl in a big old house. We live together in a 5-bedroom house where each of her daughters has their own room. Her oldest son has his own, and her youngest son shares a room with my son. The main issue and what's tearing me apart is how she treats my son. She barely acknowledges him, rarely asks how he's doing, and generally acts like he's invisible. Tonight, it hit a breaking point. We were celebrating her daughter's 11th birthday, and everyone was gathered to sing and take pictures. I told my son to get in with the group for a picture, which seemed fine. But then, right after the group photo, my wife looked at my son and told him, "Get out of the picture, move to the side. I want one with just my kids." Okay, you've been married for 8 years. That's a long time. That's a long time. That means that she knew your son since he was 2, right? Oh, I can't show my feet. God damn it. You've been married to him since his son was 2 years old, and that's not enough time for you to feel like that this boy is yours? This is odd. I don't even know if I'd be angry. I'd just be so confused. I'd be like, why are you doing that? Why are you alienating this one child? And you know what? I get it a little bit, right? I get like, I have stepsisters and I have half sisters and I have a full brother and all this stuff, but it never feels like that. It's like, let's get one with the kids and it's all of us. This sounds like she's planning on leaving you. She wants to be able to look back without evidence that you and your son were in her life. I feel like my heart shattered in that moment. I completely lost it. I told her that we're supposed to be a blended family and that my son deserves to be treated like one of her own. I feel like she's drawing lines between her kids and my son, and it just doesn't sit right with me. For context, my son's biological mom passed away 2 years ago, supposedly from COVID complications, though she had a history of drug problems that may have worsened things. My son only has my wife now as a mother figure. Hello? Why are you being a dick? I'm terrified that this rejection from her is going to hurt him deeply and cause psychological damage. I mean, you got to ask her. She's having some weird insecurity or something going on. There's a reason why she wants that delineation between her family and yours. There's something subliminal going on there, even if she's unaware of it. Am I asking too much for her to treat him like part of the family? I don't want to be overreacting, but the way she flat out ignores him is painful to witness. Am I the asshole for expecting her to step up and include him? No, that's your wife. No, that's your family. Bare minimum, you want your wife to respect your son. I'm seeing the buildup. I'm not seeing the climax here. I'm not seeing, you losing it on your wife. Depending on how you did that, that could mean something. This is like a deep conversation you got to have. This is a long conversation where you're like, it's weird that you've known him since he was 2 and you are so non-committal to this individual that you're not treating him like a part of the family. That's so scary to me because it could cause psychological damage if the kid is tuned into that. If he was just excited to have a party and she was like, okay, get out of the picture now, he'll be like, okay, and he's like running away and he's not paying attention to it. Let's hope that that's what happened, but it might not be. I would hate to know how she treats him when you're not around. My stepmom treated me horribly when my dad wasn't around. I'd tell him and she'd just gaslight me and lie to him. She'd also walk around in a see-through nightgown without anything underneath when he wasn't there. She kicked me out of the house when he was in the hospital and told him I just left and didn't say anything. We barely spoke for 2 years, and then my boss told him he was being an asshole and I was a great kid. He finally spoke to me, and I told him everything that had happened except the see-through nightgown. He finally listened and divorced her after. What is the see-through? What is that about? Is she fighting feelings that she's attracted to you or something? Yeah, there's some weird, twisted shit going on in these people's minds. You need to remove yourself and your son from this toxic environment. I cannot imagine the hurt he has endured and the damage she's already done to him. Here we go. It's revealing that Op even had to tell his son to join the group for the photo. It's heartbreaking that he knew that his father's new family wouldn't want him to be on their family photo. After years of living together, Op even observed that his wife generally acts like he's invisible. What the f***? Imagine living with somebody like that, even as an adult. It's all but an explicit expression of your presence annoys me and I want you to go away. That by itself is clearly abusive, and if that's how she treats his son when he's around, I'd hate to imagine how she treats the kid when he isn't. I do have a stepmom, and she was great. She's been great. She still is. And she's always made us feel included. She's always had us in every photo. I can't imagine this, really. But the sad thing is a lot of people here can, and a lot of people here are experiencing, empathy for this because they've been through a similar situation. And that makes me really sad. I'm sorry, if you've lived through that, where you have a step-parent who is a nightmare. The fact that his mom just died, he's only 10 years old, and the stepmom knew him since he was 2. You don't feel that? You don't feel that compassion for that kid? Oh, God, what a mess. If this is real, you're the asshole for allowing it to continue, downright ignoring him, you say, until this point. When you are the parent of a child, you gotta prioritize that kid, man. Do what you can to make that child feel secure and comforted and happy and away from somebody who belongs in like a weird fairy tale book. Look at this thing. Look at that. You see that? It's a SpongeBob pen holder that I got. Here's something that's somewhat relatable. Hey, am I the asshole for pretending I didn't know my ex? Pretty relatable. I was in a secret relationship with Shane for 2 years. The relationship was a normal relationship, except nobody knew about it. Because I'm a bigger girl and I've never been in a relationship, I didn't push the issue. After 2 years of Shane living with me, you're gonna hide a relationship where y'all live together? Excuse me. I came home to all of his belongings gone. I tried to call him, but he blocked my phone number and he blocked me on Snapchat. He just completely ghosted me. I find out through a mutual friend that he was in a public relationship with a woman named Jess. It hurt, but I couldn't change anything, so I just accepted it. What do you mean? You find out through a mutual friend that he was already in a public relationship, or later on he became involved in a public relationship? That's what I want to know. 3 weeks ago, a year after he ghosted me, I heard he was supposed to marry Jess, but he caught her cheating. I also heard that his grandfather passed away last month, meaning he's in a difficult situation. Last night, I ran into him at the grocery store. He walked up to me and he said, "Hey, how you been?" I looked at him funny and said, "I'm sorry, do I know you?" He was stunned. After a second, I walked past him and continued on my way. I told a mutual friend who said that I was cruel and mean for doing that when he's going through a rough time. That friend doesn't know about the secret relationship. Am I the asshole? I'm confused. What do you mean that friend doesn't know about the secret relationship? The fact that you were in a relationship? The relationship was a normal relationship, except nobody knew about it. What do you mean nobody knew about it? This means that even your friends didn't know about it? Your mutual friends didn't know about it? I get like hiding a relationship from the public, but I don't understand hiding a relationship from your friends knowing about it. That's just weird. Why? That friend doesn't know about the secret relationship, so he thought you were just being friends? Am I the asshole? I don't know. I mean, who cares what it is? I mean, he ghosted you entirely. You're pretty much able to do whatever the you want, but this is just weird. The friends in my friend group know that me and Shane no longer speak and that we dislike each other, but did they know you were ever in a relationship? Yes or no? I haven't told them the truth because they wouldn't believe me. Shane is very attractive and I'm fat. Also, I'm pretty embarrassed about falling for it and being so desperate for affection that I just accepted how I was treated. I feel kind of bad because in my anger, I forgot what he was going through. He was very close to his grandpa. So this guy created a secret relationship because he was like, quote unquote, very attractive and you're fat. And he did not want to be seen with a bigger girl? Is that what it is? He didn't want to subject you both to this feeling, and then one day he just ghosted you? I found out through a mutual friend that he was in a public relationship with a woman named Jess. Does that mean that he was already in a relationship? Let's keep reading. Here we go. He sent me a friend request on Facebook. I blocked him. Thank you all for the comments and support. Shane contacted my older sister asking about me. My sister is the only person who knew about our secret relationship. She took me to the hospital when I had a miscarriage and I had come clean on how I got pregnant. What the f***? Why are you dripping? Why are you dripping the juicy deets like in update 2? And you're like, update 2, ... I guess. Ooh. Stop! My sister let him have it. She called him every nasty name she could think of. I love her for that. She wants me to get a restraining order, but even though he's 6'4", I can take him if he tries anything. Shane has tried to reach out to me via text, Snapchat, and Instagram. I blocked him on everything. One of our friends sent me a text conversation between him and Shane where Shane said, "I wish I had never moved out of that Wales apartment. It was much better than living with my dad again." So I'm guessing he needs a place to stay. Not my problem. I'm thankful for my friend defending me, though. Are you the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. Just leave him alone. Move on. This is crazy. Why is this even a conversation? This is nuts. Just boop, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Do you know what I'm saying? Bye-bye. This is one of those bye-bye. Sometimes in life, people are rude to you. And sometimes in life, you hoi me noi. You gotta let them go. That's my advice on that. I start therapy on Monday. I didn't realize how bad off I was until I was asked to name a positive quality about myself, and I couldn't. Yikes. I feel like constantly getting nasty messages on dating sites have broken me. I'm hoping the therapist can help. I'm not sure why everyone is concerned about my 1 meal a week diet, especially since it's working. What? What are you doing? What is that? You're eating a meal a week? Stop! Don't do that! I'm not planning on ever dating again, but I appreciate all the advice. I refuse to put myself through this sort of pain. I'll update it if anything else happens. Thank you all so much. Update 3. Shane asked a friend for my new address. I told him to give him the address for SeaWorld. Hopefully he gets the hint. Okay. What we have here is somebody who's going through a depressive period. They're going through a lot right now. They're not feeling so good. We can all relate. I know a lot of you out there, we ain't feeling so good. That's a thing, and it can happen. You are not a dick for pretending to not know your ex. I feel like this whole post is sort of you needing people to come together and rally behind you and tell you that you're okay, you're not at fault, and that's true. You're not at fault, you're okay. React to this shitty situation however you want to react, but girl, you gotta take care of your damn self. Knock, knock, wake up, take care of yourself. Go to doctors. Like you said, you're going to a doctor on Tuesday with this 1 meal a week thing. What the feek? Jesus. 100% not the asshole. Your ex was a dick. Sucks he's suffering now, but he should probably seek comfort from those he didn't screw over and treat like shit. You don't owe him nothing. You owe him nothing. I agree. He treated other people like shit and got knocked over. What goes around comes around. True. But let's go back. You're eating 1 meal a week. You couldn't name a positive quality about yourself. This ex-boyfriend stuff, none of that matters. What matters is you take care of yourself. I don't care about nothing else. 6'4", restraining order, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. You need to take care of yourself. Yeah, you got to change the way you look at yourself and the way you perceive yourself. And, Fat people deserve just as much respect as thin people. Please don't let anyone, especially men, make you think you're worth less because of your size. Amen! And I want you to take that. I want you to take that. I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that you teach people how to treat you, You are worthy of love and belonging. That's what Brene Brown says. You haven't seen that TED Talk?